Hi, good day. How are you feeling today? I hope you're feeling good. Today we will be talking about money. How you can increase the quantity flow of money to you. More money to enable you enjoy the kind of life you want to live. But before we go deeper into that, let us recap on our last video. In the last video titled, Do You Have Money? Some fundamental truths were presented. The first one was that you and everyone else already have money, and the money flows to and through you constantly via various different means. And the second point was the fact that money is a friend of all and it does not discriminate. How can you increase the quantity flow of money to and through you so as to enable you keep sustaining your life and enjoy the kind of life you want to live, feeling happy and fulfilled? To find answers to this question, let us first talk about what money is. Money is a provision for life. It is an instrument which has been made available to you and I as a means for us to access the resources we need to keep sustaining our lives. And in that way, we fulfilling the one purpose of life, which is growth and advancement. No one owns money, and no one has absolute control over it. We all came to life to know what money is, and for all we know, you and I can only position ourselves in a place mentally and physically so as to ensure that more money can flow to and through us. For you to be able to increase the quantity flow of money to you and through you, enabling you enjoy the kind of life you want to live, two things are involved. 1. Mental positioning, and 2. Physical positioning. Let us talk about these 2 points one after the other. 1. Mental positioning. What is mental positioning? Mental positioning refers to your understanding of these 2 words, impossibility and failure. What do you think about these words? I have personally thought about these words and I really cannot understand what they mean. To be frank, I do not know how and where these words came from. Impossibility and failure do not exist, nor do these words relate to anything in life. Simply put, these words have no value and they are useless. Squarely speaking, what is impossibility? Impossibility is thereby defined as something that cannot happen, or it refers to something that cannot take place. So I ask, what is it that cannot take place? Do you personally know of anything that cannot become a reality? For me personally, the only impossible thing to think of right now could be the thought that the moon cannot fall to the earth. But then again, when I think about it again, in line with other heavenly bodies like comets and flying stars, then it's logical to think that maybe someday the moon can also fall to the earth if it has to. Only time can stand to testify to its possibility. In our realm of everyday activities, while we strive to receive more money for the sustenance of our lives, there are no impossibilities. But right now, time has come before you to testify and prove to you that there has never been anything from time past down to this day which man has not achieved. My dear, the word impossibility is useless with no meaning and relevance to life. There are countless stories out there that supports my claim that impossibility do not exist. However, the word impossibility can only exist in one's mind if they so choose to. For you to be able to increase the quantity flow of money to and through you, in whatever profession or work which you are engaged in, you have got to position your mind mentally to reflect the reality that impossibilities simply do not exist. Now let us talk about failure. Whatever has been said about the word impossibility is equally true of failure. The word failure has been given the wrong meaning and definition by society. The meaning we associate failure with does not truly reflect its true meaning. What is failure? I'll present to you the definition of what I think failure is. Failure is the redirection of one's thoughts, beliefs, activities, and actions to buy out time, and secondly, to keep a subject active along certain line, while the subject acquires the necessary knowledge, awaiting a perfect time when the dream or desire must take place. Let us consider some examples. Kentucky Fried Chicken. This guy has nothing. The only skill he had was how to make chicken. With this skill, he was rejected 1,009 times. He failed 1,009 times. And here he is today, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Then when I think about this story, then I ask myself, what is failure? What do you think failure is? Rejection 1,009 times. Think about it. We have the next story. Abraham Lincoln. It was reported that Abraham Lincoln failed in everything he has ever done in life. Everything was a failure. Everything was a dead end. But still, he went on to become one of the greatest presidents America has ever had. Then you think about it again. Someone who has failed all through life. What is failure? What do you think failure is? We've got one more story to go. Jack Canfield, the co-author of the book Chicken Soup for the Soul. The book Chicken Soup for the Soul was rejected 140 times. Established book publishers who have experience in publishing books, they can identify the good books, the bestsellers. Rejection 140 times. But today, we know where the book is. A bestseller. Then you ask again, what is failure? What do you think failure is? My dear, you have got to redefine your meaning of failure and the word impossibility, because these words do not exist. Where do you start from? Talking about our last point, physical positioning. Where do you position yourself? From which work do you position yourself? What idea do you have to start from to ensure that you will keep receiving more money to enable you to enjoy the kind of life you want to live? To be honest and frank, there is no better and perfect place for you to start if not from where you are right now, with what you're already doing. Let's take some stories again. Jack Canfield comes to mind. After about 140 rejections, the book Chicken Soup for the Soul was lying on his shelf. Jack Canfield had to go back and pick up this book, dust it, and start from there. There is no other better place to start than from what you have. We have the next story. KFC. After having failed, Kentucky Fried Chicken, this guy had to go back and pick up the skill he had. He knew just how to make chicken, and he started from there. There is no other better place to start from the skill you already have. That is where to start. It is the best place to start. We have the last story on this list. Matt Damon. Matt Damon has worked so hard to break into Hollywood, but he was met with complete failure. He got frustrated to a point that he had to go back and pick up this movie script he had written while still in school years back. It was that movie script that was transformed into a movie which he starred in that brought him fame and success. Now, when you think about these stories, where do you start from? Believe it or not, there is no better place to start than from where you are right now. From what you're doing. Start with what you love. Start with your hobbies. Start with whatever domestic skills you have. If you're the talking type, start talking. If you're the playing type, start playing. Whatever position which you do need to place yourself in line with receiving more money to be able to enjoy the kind of life you want to live. You've got to start from where you are. You do not need to know if it is the right thing or the right place where more money will flow to you. It is not your business. Just start from there. And I do assure you, before long, you will be glad you did. Once more, it is an irreversible, absolute, universal truth that money flows through all things, through all professions, and through all skills. In conclusion, for you to be able to receive more money, to be able to enjoy the kind of life you want to live, you have to start from where you are. And you've got to adjust your mentality to embrace the fact that failure and impossibility are two useless words. Thank you very much for listening, and I do appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Please, kindly do indicate your comments, your likes, and if you do like, share this video across. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.